Oh, Al, listen, this would be people be screaming from the rooftops about this main event if we didn't have just the judging of a couple of these other fights completely overshadowing it. But the main event, guys, I'll put it like this, man. TJ Dillashaw wins a split decision over Cory Sandhagen. Do I think TJ Dillashaw won? I don't, man. I think Cory Sandhagen won this fight. I think he edged it from a sporting standpoint, from a scoring standpoint, from a control standpoint, from a damage standpoint, okay? But I'll be goddamned if I can't say TJ Dillashaw coming off a 2-year suspension, the USADA violation, 35 years old, going in there against a young, hungry, focused killer, and Cory Sandhagen gets his knee blown out 3 minutes into the first round, gets his eye blown out a minute into the second round, and this dude went in there with the heart of a champion and does just enough apparently to get the split decision nod. Again, we would be talking about potentially what a travesty it was TJ Dillashaw won this fight, and I don't think he won. I scored this fight for Cory Sandhagen. But my God, I respect TJ Dillashaw. I mean, for him to come in here, go through that early adversity and perform the way he did, man, I got to take my hat off to him. But you know what? I also got to take my hat off to Cory Sandhagen, who I think won the fight and looked great against a former champion, a guy that had he not been caught on EPO, might still be the reigning 135-pound champion. I mean, in a way, this is almost heartbreaking. Someone had to lose, and I think they got it wrong, but am I surprised? I mean, listen, after the fourth round, I tweeted out, split decision incoming. I could smell it. I could taste it. I could feel it. And I somehow knew Cory Sandhagen was fucked. And sure enough, they come through. I got to take one look at the judges. So Derek Cleary, notorious bum, notorious moron, scores the fight for Cory Sandhagen, 48-47. I agree with that. But what do you know? Sal D'Amato. How many times am I going to say Sal D'Amato tonight? I don't know. 48-47 TJ Dillashaw. Junichiro Kamijo. Pathetic judge. Sucks all the time. Terrible. 48-47 TJ Dillashaw. Did TJ Dillashaw have some success in grappling? Did he have some wrestling success? Did he find himself in a dominant position? Did he land some good shots? Yes, he did. Do I think he won the fight? No. Al, what do you think, man?
Yeah, this was 17 of 23. Before I talk about the fight, 17 of 23 media members scored it for Cory Sandhagen, 48-47. As far as from an entertainment standpoint, I thought, great first round.
Sure.
TJ looked good. TJ looked way better than I imagined. I thought Sandhagen was patient, picking his spots. I don't know. There were some moments there where I was wondering what Sandhagen was doing. He fully turned his back to TJ when they were both getting up from a takedown attempt. I didn't really get that. It was abundantly clear to me that if Sandhagen didn't finish him, that he was going to get robbed. And somebody said in the comments, it was like they were desensitized before this happened. By this point, they were desensitized. And I'm right there with you. That's how I felt too. And, you look at significant strikes, 128 to 110 for Sandhagen, and then he just edged him out in total strikes, 171 to 161. Dillashaw did land 2 takedowns. Yeah. He did have 8 minutes of control time. Yeah. But that sub attempt, Dillashaw had him in Sandhagen had him in a pretty deep leg triangle there.
He was in trouble.
Yeah, he was in trouble. And I mean, you gotta count that in too, right? Basically, like I said, it's not as egregious and like the commenter said, you were kind of desensitized by this point. But I was totally. And then, as far as betting goes, I had the under 3.5 rounds that got steamed all the way down to 2.5. So I was happy with my bet. I had Sandhagen in a parlay with Yanez, and then I had fight goes the distance no, which I was so confident in. This is only the third fight in Cory Sandhagen's career to go the distance. And yeah, what a, it was a mix of just like bad luck and then also just, being straight up robbed of your money. And I don't, I can see a case for 48-47 Dillashaw.
Sure. It wasn't a robbery. That's one thing we need to say.
No,
regardless how you scored it, man, I see a case for TJ Dillashaw. I do. I think it just really comes down to how you personally score a fight. And again, that's a problem we have. When everyone has a different personal criteria for how a sport should be scored, we're going to have problems. I mean, imagine if you watched an NFL game where the clock strikes 0 in the fourth quarter, the Patriots have 31 points, the Buffalo Bills have 24, and then the referees gather together to turn to the crowd and cameras and go, as after the game, we have decided the winner is the Buffalo Bills, right? I mean, it's just, that's the problem we have, is that we're all sitting here with a secret score and a secret criteria, and we get to go, well, here's my opinion on it, right? I get it, man. And like I said, man, big props to TJ Dillashaw. If you bet TJ Dillashaw, congratulations, man. You won, and you got him at a great price. I tweeted out. Here's what I tweeted out, man. And I tweeted this out about third round. I said, win or lose, the questions on TJ Dillashaw have been answered. This guy is still elite. He's still championship level. Again, I just got to say, the guy blew his knee out. I mean, TJ Dillashaw, I don't believe is going to be back for a while, which is unfortunate as a 35-year-old, as a guy now vaulting himself right back into the top of an absolute killer-filled division. To go in there, take that cut. We've seen fights stop with that cut to have not progressed. For him to go through, I mean, the guy beat Cory Sandhagen on one leg with one eye. I mean, my God, you about got to give it to him just based off that, right? Cory Sandhagen, man, he makes a few strategic errors. He even said after the fight, you did a little too much of the Granby rolls. I agree with that. At the same time, though, the Granby rolls are what injured Dillashaw's leg when he ended up snatching that leg up. It's what got him in the guy threw a flying knee and ended up in a inverted triangle. I mean, this dude is so badass and so sick. Great fight. I understand. I can understand a Dillashaw 48-47. I can understand a Cory Sandhagen 48-47. What are we going to do, man? I'll put it like this. I'm disappointed for Cory, but I am elated. I am happy for TJ Dillashaw. Is he a cheater? Yes. Was he grabbing the fence in this fight? Yes. But you cannot deny this dude's will to win and the heart of a lion, the mindset of a champion. And he went out there, faced a ton of adversity early in this fight, and came out getting his hand raised, man. And that's all that matters. Big props to TJ Dillashaw. And a tip of the hat, man, if you somehow saw TJ Dillashaw pulling this off, and I don't know how you could, being as he's not on PEDs, 2 years off, and 35 years old. I mean, the guy's at the expiration date for bantamweight, just straight up. But props to you, man. I'm sad for Cory Sandhagen. I think this guy's an incredible fighter, and I think there's a good chance Cory Sandhagen still someday gets gold. I think this guy is championship level. We know TJ is, and like I said, he even is without the PEDs. Am I saying that he's not on the new undetectable stuff? I mean, TJ Dillashaw showed up in this fight looking honestly in better shape than he did previous to the layoff. That's got me kind of wondering, but hey man, they didn't pop him for EPO, or who knows, maybe that post-fight drug test comes back, but that's to be determined yet. Props to TJ Dillashaw, man. I'm very happy. I'm super happy to see the guy come back and look as good as he did. I thought there was a chance he might come back and just look like a shell of his former self. Not the case. Both these guys, man, championship level. Cory Sandhagen, it's a loss, but did he hurt his stock? I don't think so, man. And TJ Dillashaw, man, let's see how that knee's doing. Right back in the mix. Al, what do you think? Do we wrap up this recap and start taking a look ahead?
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's for anybody who had Dillashaw, props to you, because he closed at like plus 190 at some books. And he's 7-2 in his last 9 UFC fights dating back to 2014, plus 4 units on the money line in that stretch. So like you said, props to him, exceeding the expectations 100%. I would just want to say this too. As far as Sandhagen goes, I feel like matchmaking wise, I would love to see Sandhagen versus Dominic Cruz. I think that's a great fight. And then this one, I haven't tweeted this out or anything yet, but this one, if Dillashaw can't fight the winner of Aljo and Yan, because Aljo and Yan are fighting in October, we just learned. So if he wants a fight in between, there is one guy that should be moving up to bantamweight if he's smart, and it's Devison Figueiredo. What about Devison Figueiredo against TJ Dillashaw? How much of a banger would that be? I think that's
now you're speaking my language. Unfortunately, it sounds like Davison still has not learned his lesson and is trying to get this Brandon Moreno rematch. I don't need to see that, man. I think the weight cut, that was absolutely the worst Davison Figueiredo we saw in that last fight. The dude, he just can't do it anymore. Go to 135. I mean, the dude's still a big 135er. I mean, this guy's gigantic, okay? I'm with you, Al. That's a phenomenal fight. Davison coming off of a title loss. TJ Dillashaw bouncing back from a title loss at flyweight. Man, Al, I love where your head's at here. That's an absolute banger and guaranteed to absolutely deliver. I just hope somebody, Waleed Ismail, if you're watching, and I know you are, obviously, get Davison to 135. Do not take no for an answer. I'm with you, Al. Let's get Figgy back. Let's get Figgy at 135. He's gonna be a monster. That weight cut's killing him. Honestly, the dude's probably gonna have even more power up at 135. So yeah, I love it, Al. But like I said, 135. This division is so loaded with killers. I mean, there's matchups making me salivate left and right. You almost can't go wrong with any of these guys. I will say this though. I'm going to say this to the folks, whether you agree with me, whether you don't. Petr Yan beats TJ Dillashaw. Petr Yan beats Cory Sandhagen. I think this guy's on another level right now. The phony actor, paper champ, Aljamain Sterling, October 30th, you're dead. You're dead. Petr Yan will right the wrong, continue the beatdown, and will regain his gold. And whoever's next, I don't care. It's going to be a banger, and I need the meanest little Russian dude in the world to get out there, get that belt back, and start whooping these other dudes' asses. I can't wait. Al, what do you think of that?
Yeah, I feel like Petr Yan, his footwork is just, I feel, besides maybe Cruz, but Cruz, I don't know if Cruz will be able, he might be too over the hill now, but I feel like prime Cruz might have an answer for Petr Yan, but honestly, his footwork is just, he showed me in the Aljo fight that he lost. He showed me that he just has that triple G Olympic style boxing, Russian Olympic style boxing, where it's just, he's he's so efficient. He's, you know, everything that he does, he's just a robot. You know, he's just super efficient. And yeah, that's why I said, you know, like, don't give him the title. Don't give Dillashaw the title fight just yet, especially because, you know, with Figueiredo, they're both small, they're both shorter type guys. That's why I think that's such a good matchup. But, and, you know, Peter Yan too, pretty short, a shorter guy. But yeah, I agree with you. I think we need new meat in this division, because as far as what we're seeing right now, I think Yan, the Russian, definitely atop the division as far as just it maybe not on paper, but as far as in just an outright 5-round fight, yeah, I think Yan is definitely the best fighter in the UFC in this division.
Absolutely. Well, there you go, folks. That was UFC Vegas 32. From a gambling standpoint, like I said, man, one of the worst outings I've probably ever had. I mean, your boy, even when I lose, I usually lose minimally, you know, usually about a break-even scenario. The judges said, listen, dude, I don't care if you got a solid bet on Maverick. I don't care if Julian Paiva should have been a draw. You just ain't winning tonight. I'll put it like this, though, Al. When it comes to a losing night, let me get all my L's out of the way. You know what I mean? If I'm going to lose, let's not spread it out over a few cards. Let's not spread it out over a month of cards. Bury me with it, right? Motivate me. Fuel me. Give me that motivation to come out bloodthirsty, swinging for the fences and looking to stab somebody in the jugular.